guys, welcome to the Everett Silver Show. We have exciting guests as we do every week, and so I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm always bringing it to you, so thanks so much for staying in tune with us. Stay connected. You're watching the Everett Silver Show.
Backed by popular demand, Marie Bellamy's production, Your Precious Love. Stage play Saturday, October the 28th at 4 p.m. Doors open at 3 p.m. at True Tabernacle Ministry, Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Tickets are $25 in advance, $35 at the door. Your Precious Love is a story of love between extremely close sisters who face some unexpected challenges. These challenges send them on an emotional whirlwind that threatens to separate them. This climatic story also depicts a volatile relationship between a married couple who wonders, will their relationship endure?
Grace, I done told you one time, I'm not gonna tell you again.
With all the ups and downs these relationships experience, the stage play is sure to deliver drama, comedy, and ultimate display of love. So this powerful presentation. For tickets or more information, call 252-289-2410. That's 252-289-2410. Also, Precision Styles Barbershop in Tarboro, North Carolina, 252-290-5291. We'll see you there.
Well, guys, Porsha Williams, Guobadia is here with us, kind of best known for her viral by Ashy comment, the memorable quote from the reality TV show that may have left people kind of giggling. But she says dry skin is no laughing matter. And just kind of update us on her latest endeavors, expand to her viral moment. And so I want to share a couple of tips how to kiss that dry skin goodbye. And so is reality star Porsha Williams, again, Guobadia. Porsha, talk about how would you describe ashy skin, and does it bother you at times?
Well, myself and in the Black community, we describe ashy skin is when your skin is like very, very dry. Like you can see this ashen tone on it and it's just not been taken care of. So basically for me, I want to help everybody out when it comes to that area with Nivea. I've been using Nivea and it definitely has helped me. I've, like you said, have dealt with, dry, ashy skin before. And when the months are changing and it's getting colder and drier weather, it definitely starts to be a situation where you need to give yourself a little more TLC in the skin department.
Now, Porsha, what is the newest kind of way you found to kind of help with dry skin?
Well, our skin is very beautiful. Everyone has great skin, and it's just mostly about being consistent and using the right product for your skin. What I like about Nivea is that this new line that they have is specifically made for us. So it has argan oil in it, which is great for hydrating the skin. It has Q10 in it, which is great for firming the skin. So if you use it twice a day for 2 weeks, you'll start to see your skin firming, which is important for most women and men who are aging, etc. So I found a product that I love, and it's my favorite, and I definitely wanted to share it with everyone so that they can too love it as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that. And then how important, Porsha, is it for Black and brown women to have beauty regimens kind of specifically designed for their skin type?
Well, over the years, we have always searched for products that will cater to us and who are formulated for our skin. And it's not that much on the market. So I have a lot of respect for Nivea, being that they have come up with this brand new product that I feel nourishes and enriches the skin. It makes it look really glowy. That gives it like a great tone as well. A lot of times when you use a product that's not made for you, you're not going to actually see the benefits of it. And when it comes to Nivea, being that they have paid attention and formulated for us, it's the best product. So I have joined with them on their Melanin Beauty campaign to get the word out there. We are getting rid of ashiness, okay? And we will be using our Nivea to get rid of it as well.
I love it, Porsha. And I told you I'm a fan, but I got to ask, what have you been up to lately, though?
Oh, well, thank you. I've been up to a lot. I've been helping Nivea with their campaign, getting the word out there. Also, I have my own company. I have Go Naked Hair. I also have Pampered by Porsha Sheets. So, a lot of those brands, now that I think about it, are very much into self-care and pampering yourself. It's important to me. Yeah, it's important to me. So even though I'm busy, whenever I come across something that I absolutely love, I'm quick to share it online. So this was a great partnership for me.
And then lastly, Porsha, I got to ask, so what is the final kind of takeaway you like to kind of remind the audience about when it comes to, this beauty concern that you may have?
Well, although I have definitely had jokes in the past about ashiness, I would like to empower people and let them know that they can too have beautiful, skin that's glowy. Just go to NiveaUSA.com or visit them on Instagram at NiveaUSA, and we will fight it together, all right? We will be walking around glowing and looking beautiful in our melanated skin together.
What a pleasure to have reality star Porsha Williams Guobadia has been with us. Porsha, what a pleasure, and I'm glad you did the show today.
Thank you.
Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning into the Everett Silver Show. Stay tuned. Don't turn that dial because we got more exciting guests right here on the Everett Silver Show. Be back in a moment.
Backed by popular demand, Marie Bellamy's production, Your Precious Love. Stage play Saturday, October the 28th at 4 p.m. Doors open at 3 p.m. at True Tabernacle Ministry, Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Tickets are $25 in advance, $35 at the door. Your Precious Love is a story of love between extremely close sisters who face some unexpected challenges. These challenges send them on an emotional whirlwind that threatens to separate them. This climatic story also depicts a volatile relationship between a married couple who wonders, will their relationship endure?
Grace, I done told you one time, I'm not gonna tell you again.
With all the ups and downs these relationships experience, the stage play is sure to deliver drama, comedy, and ultimate display of love. So this powerful presentation. For tickets or more information, call 252-289-2410. That's 252-289-2410. Also, Precision Styles Barbershop in Tarboro, North Carolina, 252-290-5291. We'll see you there.
Dr. Torradas and also Beth, thank you guys for doing the show. What a pleasure to have you both.
Thank you for having us.
Recent data from the United Centers for Disease and Control Prevention, kind of the nation's leading public health agency, kind of showed people in the United States continue to be hospitalized due to COVID. And although COVID is no longer considered a public health emergency, it does remain, an ongoing health concern for Americans. But there's a new survey that has come out, eye-opening finding about attitudes towards COVID vaccinations, motivations to take action and educate gaps concerning COVID vaccines. And kind of here to talk about the new push to educate and help protect the public this fall is emergency room Dr. Jose Torradas is here with us. Also co-founder Beth is here with us, or he's also co-founder rather of Medicos. But again, joining us also along with him is Beth Balltaglino, and so president and CEO of Healthy Women. And guys, I want to thank you again. Beth, talk about now. COVID has been kind of with us several years now. How do you respond to any concerns about COVID vaccinations?
So COVID's not going anywhere, and there's going to be continued new variants that are coming out. And so it's so important for people that have not gotten their COVID vaccines to get them. And the second thing that I want to say is if you are ready for your booster, if your schedule is, you're due for your booster, please do so. We're heading into the flu and cold season. So no better time than to give you that gentle nudge and reminder that it's important to get your COVID vaccine. And if you're due for your booster, please go get your booster.
Now, Doctor, talk about what COVID vaccines kind of options are available to the U.S. adults, and especially when given the different variants of this disease.
Well, great question, because that's something that I get almost all the time in clinic. We've got two major categories of vaccine options right now. We have mRNA vaccines and protein-based vaccines. We know that continuously the COVID virus is mutating and taking different forms. So we know that the earlier formulations of the vaccine are not as effective against these newer variants. We see across the board that the updated vaccines protect against hospitalization, death across populations, but more importantly, the more vulnerable, elderly, those with serious health conditions. So the CDC recommends that folks 6 months and older consider getting vaccinated against COVID and against flu.
Now, Beth, can you tell us more about, I guess, Choose to Protect this survey and what have you learned from it?
Absolutely. So Healthy Women partnered with Novavax to commission a survey to really understand what caregivers are thinking about, what caregivers need when it comes to the COVID vaccine. And what we found is that 9 out of 10 caregivers, predominantly women, were very interested and knew the importance of the COVID vaccines, but more importantly, they wanted to understand their options. So we created Choose to Protect campaign, which we launched today. And then what it does is provide consumers, the public, with information on the COVID vaccines. It's medically vetted, trusted information that is available to everyone. And what it does is provides you with all the options that are available today. When I first got my COVID vaccine, there were only 3. Now there's numerous vaccines that are available for COVID, and it's important to understand what options are available, but more importantly, what vaccine is best for you. So go to choosetoprotect.com, take a look at the information, and then have that conversation with your healthcare provider or pharmacist to decide what vaccine is best for you as well as your family members.
And I'm sure, Dr. Torradas, I'm sure you get this question a lot. Is it safe, though, to get flu vaccine and as well as the COVID vaccine at the same time?
Yes, that is absolutely a question I get all the time. It is safe to get them both at the same time. One of the questions they'll ask you before getting it is to make sure that you feel recovered from any recent illness, because that's an important one before getting vaccinated. But yes, we know, especially as fall and winter start, as we start to get our family gatherings start to occur and we're all spending more time indoors as the temperatures drop, we know that it is extra important to stay protected, because as we let our guard down, that's exactly what the virus is looking for. So important for us to stay aware and stay vaccinated.
And then, Beth, where do we go again for people want to learn more about it and their vaccine options?
For more information, please visit choosetoprotect.com for your vaccines information and options.
Again, I would like to thank my special guest, Dr. Jose Torradas. He's the co-founder of Medicos, and that's at Unidos, I think it is, Incorporated. And then also Beth Balltaglino is here with us, President and CEO of Healthy Women. Guys, thanks so much for doing the show, and appreciate having you.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. Be back in a moment.
Backed by popular demand, Marie Bellamy's production, Your Precious Love. Stage play Saturday, October the 28th at 4 p.m. Doors open at 3 p.m. at True Tabernacle Ministry, Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Tickets are $25 in advance, $35 at the door. Your Precious Love is a story of love between extremely close sisters who face some unexpected challenges. These challenges send them on an emotional whirlwind that threatens to separate them. This climatic story also depicts a volatile relationship between a married couple who wonders, will their relationship endure?
Grace, I done told you one time, I'm not gonna tell you again.
With all the ups and downs these relationships experience, the stage play is sure to deliver drama, comedy, and ultimate display of love. So this powerful presentation. For tickets or more information, call 252-289-2410. That's 252-289-2410. Also, Precision Styles Barbershop in Tarboro, North Carolina, 252-290-5291. We'll see you there.
Guys, thank you so much for doing the show today. What a pleasure to have you all. Folks, if you're living with asthma, here's what you need to know about, the peak week and the third week of September. Kind of sees higher levels of asthma triggers and attacks, more than ever than average. And so there are several reasons that why asthma attacks kind of peak during this time of year. And also the best way to kind of prepare is to better understand the two sides of an asthma attack. And so join us today to discuss the challenges of living with asthma and about how to manage some of the symptoms is Dr. Parikh. Thank him so much for being with us, adult pediatric allergist, and also immunologist, and also Kenneith Mendez, Chief CEO and President of Asthma Allergy Foundation of America. And so with that being said, Kenneith, can you explain the significance of peak week and as it relates to asthma?
Sure. Peak week happens every year during the third week of September, and we call it peak week because emergency room visits and hospitalizations spike from asthma attacks. And that happens because you've got the fall allergy season happening, and then also kids going back to school in an indoor air environment where they're mixing with adults and spreading respiratory viruses, which can also be a trigger for asthma attacks. What a lot of people don't realize is that asthma can be fatal. Over 10 people die per day from asthma, so it's really important to make sure you understand what your triggers are and work with your doctor to manage your asthma.
Dr. Parikh, talk about are there additional reasons why asthma attacks kind of peak during the third week of September?
Right. Well, many people stop their routine or preventative medications over the summer months, which put them at higher risk of having an asthma attack in the fall. And other factors are, air quality plays a big role in asthma attacks. And this summer we saw so many wildfires across the U.S., and that has been worsening the air quality and predisposing people to asthma attacks. It's quite a burden. 10.3 million asthma attacks occur every year. We see 1.8 million people come to the emergency room for asthma attacks. And so for these reasons, we've partnered with AstraZeneca to help raise awareness for these issues.
Now, Kenneith, can you talk about the impact or the symptoms outline the symptoms or the impact of asthma for us? Do that for us.
Sure. The symptoms and impact of asthma, generally you'll see coughing and wheezing. I have asthma myself, and I can tell you when I have an asthma attack, it's like breathing through a straw, so it's very challenging. There are 84% of adults, we've done some survey work, find that asthma has some impact on their everyday tasks. So asthma can be a burden if it's not under control. And then there are certain communities that are more burdened by others than asthma. Black Americans are 3 times more likely to die from asthma, 5 times more likely to be treated in an emergency room, and black women have the highest mortality rate of any gender or ethnic group. So that's why it's really important to work with your doctor to make sure your asthma is well controlled.
Now, Dr. Parikh, talk about why is addressing major misconceptions about managing asthma symptoms critical, for the treatment of asthma?
Right. So, there's a big misperception that asthma is simply airway narrowing or airway tightening, but actually there's 2 sides to an asthma attack. So not only is there the airway narrowing and tightening, but there's also airway inflammation, which can sneak up on you and can be quite unexpected. And current asthma rescue medications, which are known as short-acting beta agonists, only really address the airway narrowing and tightening. They don't treat the inflammation. So it's really important to know that there are those 2 sides and to work with your doctor to make sure you're on the correct medications.
Now, Doctor, Parikh, talk about, though, what can people do, though, to learn more about, I guess, the 2 sides of asthma attacks and then find some of the best resources to help manage their condition?
Right. So there's actually a great website called twosidetoasthma.com, and that's with the number 2. So it's number 2, sides, number 2 again, asthma.com. And that has great resources for patients and their family members about those 2 components of asthma attacks and what they can do to treat their asthma and work with their doctor to get it better under control. Also, the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, if you go to their website, aafa.org, has excellent resources, again, for patients and their caregivers.
And then, so give us that website again, or where can we go for information?
So there's 2 of them. So the first one is 2sidestoasthma.com, and it's the number 2, so number 2 sides, and then the number 2 again, asthma.com. And the other website is the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, and that's aafa.org.
Thank you, Dr. Parikh, and also Kenneith Mendez for just kind of doing the show today. And we thank you so much because this information is powerful, so I appreciate you guys doing the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, you're welcome. All right.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back in a moment.
Backed by popular demand, Marie Bellamy's production, Your Precious Love. Stage play Saturday, October the 28th at 4 p.m. Doors open at 3 p.m. at True Tabernacle Ministry, Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Tickets are $25 in advance, $35 at the door. Your Precious Love is a story of love between extremely close sisters who face some unexpected challenges. These challenges send them on an emotional whirlwind that threatens to separate them. This climatic story also depicts a volatile relationship between a married couple who wonders, will their relationship endure?
Grace, I done told you one time, I'm not gonna tell you again.
With all the ups and downs these relationships experience, the stage play is sure to deliver drama, comedy, and ultimate display of love. So this powerful presentation. For tickets or more information, call 252-289-2410. That's 252-289-2410. Also, Precision Styles Barbershop in Tarboro, North Carolina, 252-290-5291. We'll see you there.
Ken and Andy, thank you for doing the show. What a pleasure to have you guys. Well, guys, when we think in terms of this First Responders Day, we take a moment to kind of recognize and thank our heroes for the sacrifices that they made to kind of keep our community safe. And for many, though, the heroism can also kind of, have a lasting impact, rather, on their health. And did you know that firefighters and veterans are each twice as likely, though, to develop ALS? And so when we think in terms of that, though, the Lou Gehrig's disease, those who haven't served in these professions we got to talk about this. But today is joining us a retired firefighter and U.S. veteran, Ken, who is still share his personal story of living with ALS and how others will, with this disease, can help support their community. Ken is also joined by his wife and primary caregiver, Andi. So again, welcome to the show. Ken, can you share your personal story as a firefighter living with ALS, including some of your early symptoms?
Yeah, by all means, and thank you for having us and allowing us to share our story. I was a Dallas firefighter for 33 years, and I retired in June of 2020. That fall of 20, I happened to be in the garage reaching up to get a cooler off the top shelf, and I realized my left arm would not reach as high as my right arm, and I kind of struggled to get my left arm up there. And after that, it continued, and so I ended up going to see my doctor, and that started a whole series of tests trying to figure out why. And because I was a retired firefighter, they all assume it was job related. Eventually in the spring of 21, one of the doctors suggested I go to the ALS clinic, which I did. A few more tests there, and eventually in November of 21, I was diagnosed with ALS.
And then Ken, talk about what did you do after you were diagnosed with ALS?
Well, I would immediately went into kind of firefighter mode. I went into figuring out how are we going to work with this, and I formulated a plan in my head and formulated a plan with my doctor and got information and figured things out. And we came up with a plan and we moved forward. And part of that was literally sharing my story on shareyouralsstory.com.
And to talk about, can you share your experience as a caregiver for a firefighter living with ALS?
Sure. Nobody can prepare for this. Everyone's situation and experience is unique to themselves. So one of the first things we did, we partnered with MTPA, and then to share a story, we went to shareyouralsstory.com. Again, that's shareyouralsstory.com. And by doing so, not only could we put our information out there, but we also gathered information from others who share their story. Ken is currently on Radicava, and while it works for others, it works for us, it may not work for others. So with that being said, everyone should contact their doctor to get information, as well as visit radicava.com. That's RADICAVA.com for full prescribing and patient information. Both sites are very unique in that they give information, but both of them are very important because one gives the drug aspect and the other one gives the patient side of it and can share information that you're not going to get anywhere else but those two sites.
And then, Ken, why should others living with ALS and or the caregivers kind of get involved by sharing their personal stories and, and where can they go to sign up?
Well, most importantly, sharing your story is good for you and good for other ALS patients. But you can go to shareyouralsstory.com. Again, shareyouralsstory.com. And I was able to go there, get information, also be able to hear from other ALS patients. Remember, fortunately for me, I have a great tribe, a great family that helps, but others may not, and they may be, this disease can take you down and put you in a dark place, and maybe by sharing your story, you're a light for that person and in some way be able to bring them out of the darkness. Not everybody is going to have the same experience, but you'll also be able to learn from other patients by hearing their stories and be able to learn more about yourself. So by all means, go to shareyouralsstory.com, and thank you so much for having us, sir.
You're so welcome, guys. Again, I want to thank Ken, the veterinarian, Ken, and also, who's been basically sharing this story, guys, his personal story, living with ALS, his wife, again, Andi, who is his primary caregiver. Guys, thanks so much, because the more information we get out, we can help each other, and thank you again for doing it.
Thank you for having
coming, I can't believe it's happening to me. Wanting to sing a song all along, I know it's in me. Finally, it is Everett, could it be my opportunity? No more being held back, I must stay on track. Finally, Everett. I sat back and watched everyone and waited my turn. Now